Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever stopped to really think about the incredible journey of technology? Today, in this explainer, we're tracing the phenomenal lineage of how a truly ancient counting tool laid the very groundwork for modern computing.
I mean, seriously, how did moving wooden beads lead to the smartphone in your pocket? It sounds almost impossible, right? But as you'll see today, there is a direct, hidden ancestry linking a simple frame of beads from antiquity to the glowing digital devices we rely on right now.
Section 1. The Early Counting Crisis. So, long before computers, humanity had a massive hurdle. People desperately needed accurate ways to count crops, animals, money, and trade goods. At first, they used fingers, stones, sticks, and marks pressed into clay. And honestly, these methods worked, but only for really simple calculations. As civilizations expanded across the globe, a crisis emerged. Trade became vastly more complex. Counting on your fingers and piling up stones simply couldn't keep up with growing civilizations. People needed something faster and way more reliable.
Section 2. Birth of the Abacus.
And this brilliantly illustrates the global solution that emerged around 2,000 years ago to solve this pressing mathematical crisis. Different civilizations developed their own distinct counting devices. The Roman Empire used counting boards. Ancient China developed a Suanpan. Japan later created the Soroban, and Russia introduced the shoti. Though they looked different, they all solved the exact same problem, making calculations quicker and far more accurate.
Section 3. Mastering the Magic Beads.
So, let's break down exactly how this brilliant frame of rods and movable beads actually functions. It relies entirely on a concept called place value. Each rod on an abacus represents a specific magnitude, like the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. And these principles of place value remain absolutely fundamental to the arithmetic we use today.
To see it in action, you follow a few simple steps. Step 1. Assign those place values to your rods. Step 2. Move the beads to represent your numbers. And Step 3. You perform your calculations. Just by moving beads, you can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and incredibly, even square roots. With enough practice, skilled users process these steps remarkably quickly. It fundamentally proves that complex problems become totally manageable when processed step by step.
Section 4. Transforming Trade and History. The historical impact of this device was massive. Merchants could finally calculate prices efficiently in bustling markets. Governments could collect taxes accurately across vast empires. Builders could perfectly measure materials. And schools could teach mathematics in a highly practical way. For centuries, it served as one of the world's most important educational tools, fundamentally transforming daily human operations.
Section 5. From beads to computers. Let's move to and see how this builds.
An evolutionary relay race straight from the abacus to modern devices. The abacus inspired early mechanical calculators like Pascal's calculator and Leibniz's stepped reckoner. Then, in the 19th century, Charles Babbage brought us the analytical engine. Moving into the 20th century, we get electronic calculators and computers, leading us straight into the modern era of today's smartphones. Although modern devices are electronic, the basic idea of representing numbers and processing them step by step connects our smartphones directly back to the abacus.
Section 6. The abacus lives on. You might think it's just a relic, but surprisingly, yes, people still use it. Even in today's digital world, many schools continue teaching abacus-based mental arithmetic. The Japanese Soroban, for example, is still widely taught. There are even competitions featuring participants who solve calculations at incredible speeds. And here's a fun fact. Highly skilled users can perform mental calculations just by imagining the abacus in their heads using mental visualization.
Ultimately, the abacus wasn't a computer itself, but it taught humanity the most critical foundation of computing logic. Complex problems become manageable when you process them step by step.
So, it leaves us with a pretty big thought. What simple tool today will inspire the computer age of tomorrow? What are we taking for granted right now? I'll let you chew on that. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. In our next one, we'll explore how mechanical calculators brought humanity even closer to the computer age. See you then.